The other day I was talking to a family at one of our piggy petting zoos about signaling safety. The core principle that we use to relate to our pigs in order to establish ourselves as reliable leaders, which in turn encourages the cooperation that we want from our pet pigs. And as we were talking, I could sense their hesitation. It wasn't that they didn't believe in the idea of signaling safety, but I could tell they were wondering, does this mean that I just have to be really nice to my pig all of the time? It was kind of funny, and I get it, because hearing the word safety can make you think I have to be gentle or soft and nice all of the time. But this could not be further from the truth. There's actually a very big difference between being nice to your pig and being kind. And that difference can change everything about the relationship that you have with your pig. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to unpack what happens when you slip into being overly nice and the results that that creates versus what happens when you step into kindness as a reliable leader. Because kindness, not niceness, is what your pig truly needs from you. And signaling safety is all about being kind. So let's dive in. Hi, I'm Serena, co-founder of Joy of Pigs. In this video series, we're talking about all things pig behavior to help you navigate the way of the pig. You might be asking, why do I need to know this? Why is this important? This notion of niceness versus kindness. It's important because one of the main things that new pig parents tend to overlook is the possibility of spoiled pig syndrome down the line. And this is the number one reason people rehome their pet pig. If we confuse niceness for reliable leadership, we're actually setting up our pigs for relationship dysfunction down the line, which could lead to rehoming in some cases. So in order to avoid this, we want to signal safety. Signaling safety isn't about being nice. Niceness avoids conflict. Niceness gives in. Niceness feels good in the moment, but can cause problems later. Kindness, though, kindness is honest, it's consistent and reliable. It sets boundaries, it builds trust, and it creates cooperation. So what do? How do we avoid accidentally sometimes spoiled pig syndrome? How do we develop the relationship that is functional? Well, it's all about being a reliable leader. And we'll get to that in just a minute, but let's first talk about the three major costs of being overly nice and what could result from that. So the first cost of being overly nice and avoiding conflict with your pet pig, it actually robs your pig of growth. When we give in or avoid tough moments, we think we're sparing our pigs stress, but really what we're doing is keeping them from learning. Without guidance, pigs stay stuck. The term pig-headedness is a real thing. So if you're overly nice, they won't develop the trust that comes from knowing you'll show up as a consistent leader. The second cost of being overly nice is that short-term comfort creates long-term dysfunction. Saying yes to every demand, skipping structure, or handing out treats just to quiet their squeals, it feels good now, it feels good in the moment, but later what it's doing is leading to confusion, it will lead to power struggles, and even aggressive behavior. And the third cost of being overly nice is niceness loses respect. Since pigs are herd animals, they naturally test the boundaries of leadership. If you avoid leading them or give in just to keep the peace, they'll figure out they can be in charge instead. What does build trust is consistency, calm guidance, and reliability, not piggy-pleasing. Now that we know what being overly nice can lead to, let's take a look at what kind leadership looks like. Here's why kindness wins. Kindness builds trust through honesty. You set clear boundaries and you stick to them. That honesty builds trust because your pig learns exactly what to expect from you. Kindness sets expectations. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're tools. They protect your relationship and make cooperation possible. Kindness looks to the long term. It may be uncomfortable today, saying no to begging, sticking with a routine, or calmly reworking their behavior, but that discomfort builds the trust and cooperation that lasts for a lifetime. And this is exactly what the 4 pillars of signaling safety help you practice. 1. Structure and routine give your pig predictability. 2. Clear, consistent communication shows them what you mean. 3. Calm body language reassures them in stressful moments. 4. Positive reinforcement motivates cooperation in the right direction. When you put these 4 pillars into practice with kindness, not niceness, you become the reliable leader your pig is looking for. So the kindest thing you can do for your pig isn't to give in or keep the peace. The kindest thing is to show up as their reliable leader. Honest, steady, and trustworthy. That's what creates safety. That's what builds cooperation.